One of the largest collections of artifacts and documents of the American West is right here in Galveston. Now, whether you're a history buff, an American West lover, or an art lover, fine art lover, then you should definitely go and check out the Bryan Museum.
Take a journey back through time at the Bryan Museum. The building itself is historic. From 1902 to 1987, it was the Galveston Orphans' home. In 2015, it became home to a collection of artifacts, documents, and art of the West as it will never be seen again. As you explore the museum, you're seeing a collection assembled by J.P. Bryan. It's a collection spanning more than 12,000 years. There are approximately 70,000 items, including 30,000 documents in Spanish, German, French, and English, 3 dozen saddles, more than 250 antique firearms, several hundred sets of spurs, along with fine art, religious art, folk art, portraits, and rare maps. From Native American stone tools to traditional cowboy clothes, there's a lot to see in the Bryan Museum. My tour with lead curator Nathan Jones starts in the Orientation Gallery for a brief overview.
Here we go right into the historic narrative. And of course, when you're talking about human settlement in the American West, you start with Native Americans. A lot of these artifacts were actually found on Mr. Bryan's ranch down in South Texas. The Spanish arrived around 1520 with Cabeza de Vaca, who was shipwrecked on Galveston Island.
The Spanish Colonial Era Gallery explores the Native American, Spanish, and French influence on the West. It's home to artifacts like a 17th century carved mesquite cross, Spanish mission bell, stunning French fan, and a 17th century mother-of-pearl chest that carried a Spanish royal grant for California lands in the 18th century. You're greeted by Stephen F. Austin as you walk into the Texas Frontier Gallery.
I would call it, I guess, the war room.
Sure, yeah, and a lot of this history of Texas is a history of conflict. It's disputed between Native Americans, between the Spanish, between the French, between the United States, Mexico.
This gallery takes an in-depth look at the Anglo-American influence in Texas, covering the Mexican rule, Texan independence, and American statehood.
Do you have a favorite artifact in here?
I think we'll have to go with the protractor over here. So this is Major James Graham's protractor, who was with the U.S. Boundary Survey, and it was first used when Texas declared its independence from Mexico.
That was in 1839 and 1840. It was used again in 1850 and 1851 for the U.S.-Mexico boundary. The Statehood and Beyond Gallery takes a look at the Civil War to the classic Wild West period.
Which is really the period of the railroads, the cattle barons, the trail drives. It goes from about 1865 to 1890, roughly.
Your gunslinger years.
Exactly.
As you walk in, you'll likely be immediately drawn to this violin case.
So, Nathan, why is there a violin in here?
It's not actually a violin. So, if you look closely, you can see that there's a shotgun in this case.
Well, I noticed that, but I thought it was a shotgun and a violin.
Well, what looks like the violin is actually the powder flask to load the shotgun. And you can hear right now Dixie playing. There's a music box set into it as well.
You can't miss the wall of saddles.
So this is the beginning of our saddle collection. There's more upstairs. And this really goes from the top to show working saddles, to early parade saddles, and then to mid-20th century parade saddles.
The difference between Mexican and Texan saddles is Mexican saddles have wider horns. This gallery includes a wonderful display of sombreros and artifacts from the Mexican Revolution. As you head upstairs, you walk into the Rest of the West Gallery, featuring artwork from outside of Texas, like pop art prints from Andy Warhol's Cowboys and Indians series.
So 3 of the 11 are here?
3 of the 11 are here.
The gun display is home to some of the best and rarest guns ever made, including Colts, Winchesters, and Remingtons.
Wow, these date back to the 1800s.
Absolutely.
You might kick up your heels in front of the spurs display. Each is unique, like these charro spurs with silver inlaid rattlesnakes from 1885. The Texas Masters Gallery is for the fine art lover.
So it's all artists who were either born or worked primarily in Texas. You were talking about the dates on some of the guns, but here are some eyewitness accounts of Texas in the 1840s, in the 1850s.
You really get a sense of the landscape and people at different times in history through the works in this room. Plus, there's this art desk that was converted from a square grand piano. It's a real stunner.
So I feel like I'm going into a secret room.
A little bit. This one's not open for regular tours.
This is Mr. Bryan's private library. Some of his map collection is on the walls, and of course, the room is filled with books. Make sure to head down to the first floor to see the Galveston Orphans Home Gallery.
Innocently, I just come over here.
Okay, so that freaked me out a little, but it was interesting to see a secret hideout used by some of the kids. It was discovered during renovations. This is also the fun zone for the little kids or big kids like me that just have to see what's in the pirate's chest.
Just lift the lid.
Very funny, Nathan. Very funny.
Who were the first people on Galveston Island? Well, I'm gonna go, since this seems like a Native American name.
You did it.
I got it right?
You got it right.
Let the cannons fire!
Something that really sparkles is the museum's conservatory used for weddings and parties. After touring the museum, relax out in the lush gardens. Enjoy the butterflies, including monarch butterflies, the tranquility of fountains, and listen to the birds as you relax on the grounds of the Bryan Museum.
And joining me now is Nathan Jones, lead curator of the Bryan Museum. And Nathan, you brought a couple of items.
I did, yeah.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box? Classic. So this is a pair of Thur conversion 1860 Colt Army revolvers.
So would these be like dueling guns?
Not actually. It's more of a presentation piece. Dueling kind of goes out of style by the end of the 19th century. But these are really cool pieces. So one of the things they can talk about is just the way the technology changes and the speed of change after the Industrial Revolution. So these guns originally wouldn't have included this little piece here, and they would have shot regular bullets, just little balls. But then, after the Civil War, metallic cartridges come into being.
Oh, that's so cool.
Smith & Wesson holds the patent to load it from behind. So the Thur conversion is designed to front load until the Smith & Wesson's patent runs out. The other really cool thing about these guns is that Colt's story is really a story of Texas. So the first Colt revolver that was successful is the Colt Paterson. He sold it to the Republic of Texas, and they worked fairly well. The Texas Navy, the Texas Rangers used them.
So in other words, this is the Texas gun brand.
It is kind of like that. And then Samuel Walker, who's a Texas Ranger, goes to talk to Samuel Colt in New Jersey. They come up with a new design, the Colt Walker, which is not this gun. This is the Colt Army, and it's really hard to see here. You'll have to come to the museum, but there's an engraving here of a naval battle, and that's the Battle of Campeche, which is the Texas Navy against the Mexican Navy.
Yeah,
shows up
zooming in a little bit. I'm trying to. You can see it. Yeah, there. Yeah, you can. You can. Okay, so let's move on from the box to what I think is a nod to maybe when pirates were coming to the island. Arrgh!
And it definitely has to do with our maritime history on the island. It's one of the reasons I included it. So Galveston is a pirate haven early on, but when it's actually incorporated as a city, it's intended as a cotton port. And this is a cotton hook, or a longshoreman's hook. So it's designed to where you can hook bales of cotton to load them onto ships. And that stays a huge part of the economy here until containerization shows up after World War II. So just a really cool little plain object, but a nice piece of Galveston history.
Well, yeah, a big part of Galveston history.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's move on over to the fine art.
Right. So this is a portrait by Reed Crowell, who's a painter working in Texas in the early 20th century. I love two things about this piece. First of all, it really captures what being a cowboy looked like. Cowboying is not a job. It's a job for white people, it's a job for black people, it's a job for Hispanics and Native Americans. The work is really hard no matter who you are, and the pay is just about as bad for everybody. So equal opportunity. The other thing I like is when you look at Western art, often you're in the action scenes, so Frederick Remington or Charles Russell depicting the cowboy gunfighting or herding cows or fighting with Native Americans, and this is kind of a contemplative time to reflect on the West, and I just love that this man's expression is thinking back on a history that's kind of closing out.
Oh, I love it. Nathan, thank you so much for taking us through a tour of the museum, bringing these really cool items to share as well. I do want to make sure everybody knows the website so they can check out the website and get a little bit more history information too if they want it. The website is thebryanmuseum.org. We'll be right back.